Good morning. Today we're here to celebrate and to interview Michelle Waters about a humanitarian award ceremony that's going to be taking place on November the 8th. She will be asked many questions to find out exactly what is a humanitarian person and why does she feel as though she should receive this award. Good afternoon, Ms. Michelle Waters.
Good afternoon.
First of all, we want to say thank you for the opportunity for us to get the chance to interview you
Yes.
for your humanitarian award ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you, and I want you to take your time about the answers. Okay? The first question is, what is a real community?
A community to me is a group of people who support each other, encourage one another, strengthen each other to create a better environment.
Dr. Michelle Waters, can you tell us what is a real community person?
And why do I feel like I should be receiving humanitarian?
Yes.
Okay. I feel as though a real community or humanitarian person is someone who cares about the community that they are serving, whether it's locally or globally. And as a humanitarian, I bring care, compassion, alongside that, resources to help improve the community.
Dr. Michelle Waters, what's your plan as a humanitarian faithful servant, and how do you plan to do your first project from this award?
My first project that I will be working on is, well, first, I've already have been acting as a humanitarian already. I've already been serving my community. But my big project that I am looking forward to is helping a church or community in the Ivory Coast, which is located in Africa. And right now I'm gathering information to help to assist the children there with clothing and food and just supplies that they may need. And I'm very excited to work on that. So that will be my first major project.
Do you find yourself looking for a glimmer of hope, and why?
I do find myself looking for a glimmer of hope because the state that this world is in, they need hope. They need to know that people like myself, as a humanitarian, is here, is there. We care. People are losing jobs, are needing shelter, needing clothes. People can't put food on the table for their children. And as a humanitarian, I want to be that person and get support from the community. I want to be, even if I have to lead a program of people to say, hey, I need 20 people to go over to this community because we need to pass out food, we need to pass out clothes. Winter is coming. I don't know if these children or families have clothes, hats, gloves. So I want to be that hope, or at least one of the hopes that they are looking for, that they need.
Okay. Being a humanitarian, what does it do to your purpose?
It fulfills it. Being humanitarian fulfills my purpose in life. It completes my assignment that I have to do for the people, for my community, for the needs of the people.
Thank you. This will be the ending of my first section, but I will come back.
Dr. Waters, please share with us your mission or your philosophy of life as it pertains to humanitarianism.
My mission and philosophy is to give myself to the community as it relates to the needs. I want to be unselfish. I'm going to, my mission is to serve. I can only sum it up that way. I'm going to serve the community. I'm going to serve whatever needs need to be met. I'm going to try to be that walking resource that they need. And that's my mission, is to fulfill it.
Could you share with us how you have demonstrated leadership in your community throughout the year? And would you give us some examples, please?
How I have demonstrated leadership. I have demonstrated leadership by opening up my home as well as my heart to provide and help and support the people in their needs, giving them a place to stay, giving them food to eat, providing clothes. I've even given my time. I've even given my encouraging words when people, particularly women who come to me and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. I've even poured out my time. I've sacrificed my time. I've sacrificed. And I'm going to continue to do that. And those are to me, that's part of the leadership that I will continue to do as a humanitarian. Because sometimes a humanitarian to me just isn't handing out physical things. It can be a word, it could be an encouragement, it could be an uplifting statement, it could be a hug, it can be a compliment. And that's what I plan to do and continue to do for my community.
Can you share with us what types of volunteerism have you participated throughout the community during the year?
Where do I start? Throughout the years, I have served several times at Our Daily Bread. I've set the table, we put the food on the plate, I've even washed dishes. Now that's a sacrifice because I can't stand physically washing dishes. But when I was told and asked to do it, I guess the humanitarian in me said, where do I put the gloves and where's the dish soap at?
Yes.
And that's what I did. I also served a few months ago, back in the summer, a group of churches got together and we were able to serve over 80,000 pounds of food to the community. We was out there for hours. I enjoyed every bit of it. We just put produce in the bag. We answered questions. I even spoke to a few of the people that were there. Just asked them how were they doing, how were they feeling, gave them an encouraging word, and they were just like, wow, that means more to me than these bag of green peppers and bananas. And that to me was how I served. I also organized in our church last year our back to school program where we gave back notebooks and supplies and book bags and food, and we served the community. We had other churches come, other people who attend other churches came and brought their children. So I organized that, and so of course I worked at but I also was a part of the Baltimore City Social Services Department where we house the less fortunate people who don't have. And I've housed them. I've done just community work, just help. If I saw somebody who needed assistance with serving or helping get food, that's what I did. So wherever I was needed, wherever there was a gap of humanitarian, if I was there and knew about it and was able to do it, I stepped in.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Cornelius Jennings. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. I, Dr. Scott, will be asking you some questions from the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizen Organization. The questions that I will be asking you will be based on what you've heard, how Dr. Michelle Waters answered the questions. With you being a protector, you can answer the question based on what you've heard from her answers.
Yes, sir.
The first question is, how do you feel about the questions that was asked to Dr. Michelle Waters?
I believe the questions that was asked were a little bit passionate, but more directed to her humanitarian, the things that she do, and it gave her a chance to speak from her heart.
As a protector, on the date that she received her award, you and another guy will be supporting her. How do you feel about that?
I'm delighted. I'm thrilled to be a part of someone who just pours her heart out to the community. It gives her time, and time is so valuable. So for me to be here and be a part of it, I'm delighted.
Do you feel as though you have the skills to protect her as a humanitarian in the community?
I believe I do. Me being maybe a junior humanitarian myself and serving 13 years with the military, having attention to detail, paying attention to things, and just taking your job serious is one of the things I pride myself as.
Okay. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask me that was pertaining to the questions that we've asked Dr. Michelle Waters?
No questions at all.
No questions at all? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good morning, Mr. Jason Johnson.
Good morning, Dr. D.
I understand that you are a member of the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizen Organization.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions that you have heard that we asked Dr. Michelle Waters as I'm becoming a humanitarian award recipient.
Okay.
Okay? How do you feel about the questions that you've heard that we have already asked her so far?
I think the questions were unique and it described who she is to the community.
How do you feel as a protector on the date that she will receive her award?
I feel as though it's my duty, responsibility, and obligation to protect her because I've been asked to do something. That means I've been ordained to do it. So as Cornelius has also been in the military, I've been in the military as well. And you know, it's just a nature of mine to be a protector. Also, by being a father, it's just second nature.
Are there any questions you feel as a protector that we should have asked Dr. Michelle Waters that we did not ask her as a humanitarian, as you being a protector?
No, sir, I think you did an amazing job with the questions.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Jason Johnson.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your answers.
Very well.
Good morning, Ms. Danita Jones. How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
Good. I understand that you are our Administrative Secretary of the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens. And you are also under the direction of Dr. Scott and our President, Betty Pettiford. The questions that you heard today to Dr. Michelle Waters, can you explain how and what you felt about those questions?
I thought the questions were pretty thorough. I think that some of them could have been a little more thorough. But the way I feel about the questions that was asked today was, gave her a chance to to give us examples of the things that she has done in the community. And she answered them from her heart. I could tell she's a genuine humanitarian. And she's an example for the rest of us.
Do you feel as though she has what it takes to complete a human being as a humanitarian?
Yes, I do.
And why?
Because to me, she's already doing what she feels as though it's her purpose on this earth, and that is to help people, pull people together, give them all the help that they need, and I think she's proved that she's done that.
Are there any questions you feel right now that we should be asking her that's in your mind that we have not asked yet?
It's only one question that I would like to have heard, and that is, I would like to have known who inspired her to become a humanitarian. Throughout her life, sometimes we run across people, sometimes it's our parents, sometimes it's a teacher. I want to know who inspired her.
Would you like the opportunity somewhere in this film to ask just that one question and see what her answer would be?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get back with you on that question. Please save that question. I like the fact that you did that. We will give you the opportunity to ask that question. Do you have any questions for me?
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Miss Danita Jones. Thank you. Good morning, Miss Ramona Lewis.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I understand that you are a member of the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens,
Yes, I am.
and you are the masterpiece to the health department in our organization. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
Okay. The questions that you heard today pertaining to Dr. Michelle Waters for receiving a humanitarian, what do you feel like you didn't hear in the health part as a humanitarian?
Well, I thought the questions were comprehensive and open-ended, and it gave her the opportunity to express what she's doing in the community and why she's a humanitarian. I would like to see questions on how she cares for herself and how she keeps herself as healthy as possible. You know, what her routine is, making sure that she gets enough sleep at night, you know, that she prays and, you know, get guidance from God, and just exercise and do the things that we all need to do to keep ourselves healthy.
Would you, in the community, would you like to see Dr. Michelle Waters to do something to help you out in the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens under your direction in the health field?
I would be very, very happy to have her work with us, and, you know, we can focus on some healthy initiatives for the community.
Are there any questions you feel as though that you haven't heard and it's laying on your heart you would really like to ask right now?
Well, yes, I think I would probably want to focus on how she deals with the stressors, because I'm sure that a lot of times people will come with you with so many different problems, and you got to make sure that you don't kind of absorb all of their problems. You have to continue to figure out ways of how you can be a blessing to others, you know, without getting too absorbed in a lot of the ailments that we have in our communities.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for me, Ms. Ramona Lewis?
No, I don't. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Ms. Ramona Lewis.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Win Belby. How are
Good
you?
morning, doing well.
I understand that you are a member of the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens.
Proud of it.
Thank you. And you are here today to witness that Dr. Michelle Waters will be receiving an award on November the 8th as a humanitarian.
Absolutely.
Okay. You as a businessman in the community, and based on the questions that you had heard from her, how do you feel about those questions?
I thought it was very appropriate. I thought that she was able to manage. It's very difficult at times to answer questions right on the spot. She kept her composure. She answered it from her heart. I thought she did quite well.
As a financial insurance person in the community, and you see so many people in the humanity world, how does she play a role towards what you do?
Well, being in Baltimore City, as we know, that it has a lot of issues. So you see a person that wants to give their heart and just donate their time and be willing to do coke drives and do food drives as the Baltimore leadership team that we have here fits in perfectly for what I like to do for us donating my time and support and help with. That's why I'm here today, because I like to see people who want to give and want to do things, and it ain't got to be a dollar sign on it.
As a human being, in the way you would see it, how do you see Dr. Waters?
To see black women today to take out of their time to do things other than for themselves, willing to give, is very important to our community. We need the nurturing. I like to be considered, when you say community, the village. We have to come back to the village and be able to give back, especially if you got your degree and you got your money going on. We have to find a way to get people that want to donate their time, their money, as well as their hearts to our community to be able to survive what's going on today.
Based on the questions that you heard Dr. Scott and the President Betty Ford of the BCLC asked today, is there any question you would like to know if we could ask her those questions?
Well, not necessarily, but I just wanted to make sure we stay focused on what's going on locally in our community in Baltimore with the pandemic, homeless veterans, children without food. The pandemic did one thing, it allows more of our children to have computers in their homes with the tablets, how we could help them kids who are having a hard time navigating through learning now at home versus schools. There's things as our team should be doing, our program should be doing to assist those teachers who have scared to go back into the schools. What can we do? And those are the things that not necessarily to be asked questions today, that I'd like to see us planning on how we're going to assist those situations.
Do you have a question for me at all?
How do you feel about her answers and so forth as a the administrator of our program, and what do you think? Are we on the right track?
We're on the right track. You're gonna hear my final say-so at the end of this segment,
Thank you.
and you will hear the answer.
Yes, sir.
I want to say thank you very kindly for answering those questions as a Baltimore County Leaders Associate citizen, and I appreciate you coming out today to answer these questions. Thank you very kindly.
I appreciate your time too, Doctor.
You're quite welcome. Good morning, Mr. Gary English. How are you?
Excellent, how are you?
Good. I understand that you are a member of the BCLC,
Correct,
and you hold a position as our Sergeant of Arms.
that's correct.
I have a question that I'd like to ask you.
Yes, sir.
How would you like to see Dr. Michelle Waters, who's going to be receiving this award, to have strong discipline under your leadership when she become on board?
Well, I would like to see Dr. Warder continue to follow her path of compassion and her goals that she has set forth in helping folks in the community throughout not only the county, but not only Maryland, but if it can go as far as the world, I would love to see that. And she will always have my assistance as a Sergeant of Arms to assist her wherever she may need it. So I think that she will be an excellent candidate to continue her fight as a humanitarian.
Are you willing to help out and give her any guidance that she may see in need under your direction?
Yes, I am.
And why?
Because I feel that she has a passion, the love, and she has it in her heart that something that she wants to give back to the community and to the people, to the village.
Is there any questions you have that you would like to say at this time?
I just have a question to ask her, just one little question. But that's about it,
Sure.
okay?
Dr. Michelle Waters,
Yes.
first we want to say thank you and congratulations. And we will be honored to award you on November the 8th with all the questions that you have been asked today for your humanitarian services. We thank you. We will be there on the 8th, the entire Baltimore County leaders and citizens. We will sign off in front of you, along with some delegates and some senators, under the direction of the Baltimore County leaders and citizens. Is there anything upon your heart at this present time you would like to say to the Baltimore County leaders and citizens for taking the time to certify you under the directions of the Baltimore County leaders and citizens? Okay, now on behalf of the Baltimore County leaders and citizens, our president of the BCLC, Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens, she will ask you a question or make a statement.
Dr. Waters, I just want to say on behalf, as president of the Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens, it has been an honor and a privilege to meet you and to interview you. And I can only say this world would be such a better place if we had more people like you in it, helping us to create a more humane society. So good luck to you in all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, first and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be a humanitarian, to give and serve. And then I have to give a major thank you to the BCLC organization for first honoring me, for first seeing that I'm even worthy of receiving such a great award. I thank you all for just this small time that we have shared together. Y'all thought that y'all were questioning me, but I was literally learning as I was answering. Y'all were helping me to even pursue even more. Y'all were challenging me to even say, okay, what can I do next to even further this award? And I'm so grateful. I'm very honored. I'm proud to receive this from such a great organization. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.